Alright, here we are. From what I can tell, a lot of people eventually live down here. I don't know how much we can offer, but I dare say they will benefit from some of a fresh inspiration. Scholar Montecride mentioned. Let's start by asking around. Ideally, without getting in anyone's way. Let's meet by the 8th raid once our work is done. Okay. But before we do all that, I want to attune to the 8th raid crystal here first. Oh, a chunk of it bar, might as well get him too. Get him out of the way. And I'm guessing this is part of the 8th raid current. I'll do that later. Not to mention, there's a couple of quests here I'll come back for. Alright, then now let's look for some people to investigate. Ooh, steady current. Let's ask him. Helping with the arc? Even with all the power of Master Kokoro managed to squeeze out of that interior burner, it's still enough, apparently. And now I fear the final days has arrived. Horrible creatures running amok all over. If only we began with the Exodus sooner. People are dying, and there'll be no end to it if we don't fulfill our duties. But we will. We speed up the years preparing for this moment, believing in the plan, and all will be well. Okay. Let's talk to this guy over here. Shoken Grin. Hello? Are you one of the new helpers? Oh, sort of, yeah. Working on the afterburner? Oh dear. I hear things have come to a standstill on that front. Even so, I choose to overcome my current duties, checking and loading samples day in and day out. It's a tiring task work. Still, no one will come across if I misplace a few numgrits or what have you. The form got enough on their plate as it is, with deciding who gets to board the ark and when. A lot of powerful people have opinions about that. My heart goes out for the Master Fortwets and the others, hardly getting a moment's rest, I expect. Do they even have time to sleep? Probably not. Is there anyone here? Oh, I can't jump up there. Lame. So, anyone down here? No, okay. Look around here. Nope. Ah, here. Offering to help? That's very kind, but I should be able to organize the rest of the documents by myself. It's mostly listing of the things we need once we arrive on the moon. And then, which star we choose of our new home. My duties largely concern the maintenance of living conditions. So, I'll be a lot busier after we depart. I hear that your lunar collaborator has come down to assist in our efforts. I look forward to finally meeting them in person, after having communicating with them in such a limited capacity thus far. To be perfectly honest, I have not even the slightest idea of what they look like. I do hope they're not onerous, annoying giants. Why? I prefer something small and fluffy, like a behalf rabbit that just ran by. Well, at least her expectation will be very high when she actually sees them because, you know, she got it right off the get-go that they're rabbits. Alright, let's go back to the Aetheryte. And meet up with Aphanod and the rest. Over here, okay. Oh, it's living way, growing way, cooking way, and singing way. All the ways. And switch to my Dragoon. Fancy meeting here, Artorias. Our friends in the forum brought us to see their teeny tiny boat. Oh god. Was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magic. What we're really interested is the Artorias itself, though we now find ourselves in a sort of a funny underground miniaturized version of it. We're hoping that the forum will give us a guide tour, but it appears they're still preoccupied, given the fact they're trying to get everything done before the final days and such. Honestly, all that is to prepare and they still are not ready. I suppose we just have to show ourselves around, or at least that's what we are planning to do until we chance upon New Hanger and our good self. Since you're both doodling about, engaging in other chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Wouldn't that be fun? I guess. And back to Paladin. Paladin Gunbreaker. Wise Guides! A tour of the prism? Unexpected yet prudent suggestion. Given the similarities with Beatrix in this artificial environment, the best way burrow. It would be in our best interest to have the lower priests antiquating themselves with those conditions, deemed optional to their Solarian collaborators. I fear, however, that continuing reliant upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspectives. Mayhap, though, art better suited to lead them this venture. What a marvelous idea! We might begin with the great big what's-it over yonder. Ah, yes, the what's-it. I shall leave this explanation to Artorias. Chuckle. God damn it, New Hanger! Fine. I'm a tour guide now. So I have to go up here. You asked me I'd be a tour guide, but I don't even know a lot of this stuff here. Goodness me! The building is something so large without creation magic. It's positively stupendous! Perhaps you could direct your attention to the most important features. Sure. Search the apparatus point of potential interest, you may move yada yada, okay. The metallic tube, mushroom looking thing. The tanks? It's a little hard to see from here, but it's a golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks. And I can see it as though the window another pipe at the bottom. Ah, that must be for purifying water down from below. Metallic tube. Is that water? I can hear from the insides of that great big tube. It must be because of those cogs and that gigantic wheel at the top. Oh, I see. That's how they draw up the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside of it too. And mushroom-looking like thing. That looks like trees in great slave. Hold on, that's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom, but big around at the top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced too. Now it makes sense. This is where they store the water. Well, if I were to hasten to guess, water drawn from the underground, presumably with some other mechanisms, is purified here and stored in that tower before being distributed elsewhere. Am I right? Am I right, aren't I? I knew it! A design brutally in its simplicity. I dare say it would take only a moment to install it in even a harsher environments. For us Lupris, that is. Or Lapris. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is of the utmost importance for any fledgling settlement. We have read, however, that the people of Artris sometimes make their homes in arid deserts as such. How are they able to survive? Many settlements in Thailand are built near oases. Areas near waterfalls are common sites for villages in Griabana. Many settlements in Thailand are built near oases. So wherever they choose to live, you're never far from water. Oh dear, I worry we won't be able to produce the necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from dying out completely, but it appears they rely on it far more than we anticipated. A few adjustments may be in order once we calculated the average rate of consumption per individual. It may be also worth leading more on about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place. Master Alphonse spoke of a machinery responsible for that feat during our journey to the Lockstritz Alpha, did he not? Mayhap the Lockprince would share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. Oh yes, that sounds absolutely splendid. We must journey beyond the sanctuary of Charlotte's Hamlet. I shall lead the way. You mean we have to brave the untamed wilderness again? A valid concern indeed. We could not help but notice that many dangerous-looking creatures with big, nasty teeth lurk around beyond the safety confines of this settlement. Were not escorts here by pure custodians, I dread to think of what would have become of us. What would become of us, I mean. Regrettably, too many a hungry predator with a motion big as fermentonish big, nasty teeth, lobster may appear to be a potential, or rather appetizing source of subsistence. Might I suppose upon thee to assist in securing safe passage for the Lockstritzion Alpha? For my part, I shall act as an escort to Living Way and Cooking Way. I entrust Singingway and Growing Way to thy care. Well, sure, leave it to me to protect these tiny rabbits from being consumed by the creatures of the forest. A more valiant protector that could not wish for. Godspeed. Well, there they go. If it is safe to you, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, Growing Way. It's the water extraction. What's it? Here we go. Thank God I don't need to, not manage the two Loperis on a bike, or because usually if you have NPCs following you, they have to, wait for them and such. Thank God I don't need to do it for these people. Oh, hi. Get ready to get wrecked. Get wrecked. Thank you so much! I really hope this water extraction water is worth these humbling experience. All part of the fun, some might say, but I'd rather not be burnt to a crisp if it's all the same to you. Yeah. Alright, onward to the Watsits. Wait, can I? I'm pretty sure I cannot climb that. Oh no, thank God, I can just go around here. Oh, you're here! My friends, I bid you welcome to Logstion Alpha. Our destiny dawn lies at the top lip. Pray, follow me! Alright. Get the lip operator. And switch back to Dragoon, get that experience. Marvelous! Simply marvelous! So this is where the magic, or science rather, takes place. The perfect environment to sustain life, artificially created. The knowledge we gain here will be essential when we start looking for a new star for your people to inhabit. Apparently, most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. You're all very lucky that Arcturus just how happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way they are because of the available resources, I wonder. Either way, it's nothing short of a miraculous, and I cannot wait to see more of it. And thank you. And back to Gunbreaker. And the next quest is Horticulture Shock. This is all very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provisions facilities. In other words, where is the food? I believe both of the knowledge and consumables you seek may be found at the Brilliant Algormotics. As I imagine, Singingway and the others intended to study every consumable facets of this apparatus. Would thou be so kind as to ask our visiting culinarian? Yes, that sounds much more interesting. Hopefully, I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies you Herringer was telling me about. Even this incredibly vivid, if a bit too verbose, description cannot be comprehended. Even in this incredibly vivid, if too verbose, description cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention, authors will soon be no more, so I must learn all I can while there is still time. Let us book it to no further delay! And there she goes, or he, or she. Alright, Singingway, we're back here to the... Oh yeah, this is the same orchard where the, changed the design of the grapes because of their polygon count or something. Jesus. This is the place, yes? The heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I spotted several of the fruits and vegetables we're featuring in our compendium. I'd dearly love to try some, but I read that those who help themselves to a farmer's crop without permission are often caught and put into pies. I don't know where you got their information for, but I don't think they actually do that. Sure, they'll scold you and, and call upon the proper authorities, but not put you in the pie or anything. Perhaps you could ask whoever's in charge if they're willing to part with a few samples. Singingway is now a company you keep in your side, yada yada yada, okay. Alright, let's talk to Mr. Guy over here. What a fine mess this is. Care to help? Ah, it's you! The one who climbed down the mine shaft. I'd show you around if I could, but I'm a rush over my feet preparing for the exodus. And I'm not the only one. We all got to find a way to do what to do down here and there, first on the moon. Then on whatever star or form decides will become our new home. It's all so sudden, so unreal. Yeah, if you actually imagine that, like, sure they have planned all this just for the near future to save the whole entire race and shit, but when it's finally dawning in, it just seems so unreal. Did you want to go to the moon? Well, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us. But no matter how careful it's all planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora with us. Flora or fauna with us. Even the ones we can't take may not survive in their new environment, so many species to doom to extinction. Sorry, that's not what you came to talk about, is it? No, sadly not. Not quite so dire, I assure you. We merely wish to sample a little of your produce, if we may. By all means, help yourself. Much appreciated, my good fellow. So, where to begin? We can go over here, sampling this thing. Oh, I know these are grapes, yes? Let me see if they are so delicious as they look. So sweet, so sour. Tastes as much like a ripe philosopher's carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between our outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar. Though as far as the unpleasant, yes? I think I'll try another. Well, that certainly gives me food for thought, though in a far less visual manner than a philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion of the grapes? I brave a erupting volcano for a choice. I brave a erupting volcano for a choice bunch. Meh? Ghastly things. I'd rather eat rancid gigatoad eyeballs. What? Jesus. Honestly, I will brave a erupting volcano for a choice bunch. Yes, they're rather moist, aren't they? And from what I have read, quite versatile too. Something about these people stepping on them to make intoxicating beverage, as I recall. Anyway, though, enough about grapes for the time being. On to the next treat. Thank you guys for watching my recording session for Fantasy XIV Endwalker's main MSQ. And if you have any comments, put them down below the video as well. And if you like this video, please click the like button. It's very much appreciated. If you are curious on whatever I upload on my YouTube channel, you can give it a look. And if you're curious on getting in touch on what I upload, you can subscribe and don't forget to click the bell icon. And of course, I have projects that are going on my channel, which are right now Fantasy XIV Raid, Trial, MSQ Roycast, Jovicus, Minions, Mounts, anything related to Fantasy XIV. Secondly, which will be Freight Grand Order, Lost Spell 4, 5, the events, the challenge quests, and anything that are related to Fate Grand Order. And lastly, which will be Persona 5, the Royal. Whenever the existence of actually starting to record that again will be in the near future. This has been Ravensleep45. Take care, stay safe, and have a pleasant Final Fantasy XIV day.